So here are some tips and tricks on how to get really infinite honey. I really recommend having a garden full of lots of big generating fruits, for example a coconut, because then when it gets pollinated it's 10 kg or more. Unlike the grape, it's like 3 kg, so we have to have a lot more fruits that are pollinated, and it would just save more time if you had the coconut trees. So as you can see, if I collect one and I turn it in, it will give me 10 kg of honey. It would just compress it all into honey. But then if I go to a grape or something even smaller, I'd have to grab more pollinated fruits because it's not 10 kg or more worth of pollinated fruits. Another tip for getting a lot of pollinated fruits is to AFK farm, whether you're on a PC, a MacBook, anything really. I don't think you can AFK on a phone, a tablet, really mobile, but you can AFK on a PC. So if you do have a PC, just download an auto clicker that you like and you can just AFK. It's a pretty easy method. That's what I use sometimes for lots of my fruits to get pollinated. I also recommend when you're AFKing to stay in a private server. I just feel like the bees will be busy with you rather than be busy with everybody else. So you'd get more pollinated fruits. That's what I think. I'm not exactly sure, but I think that's what it is. Another tip for staying in the private servers is, so if you have any fruits that you like and you don't want to get stolen, even though you have them favorited with the favoriting tool, it still won't work because the devs didn't patch the glitch, because basically any fruit that's favorited, any fruit that someone can steal it very easily just with Robux. So you know what I mean. So just stay in a private server is just so much better. Also, another tip for getting lots of pollinated fruits is having tons of the owl pets. Yes, the owl pets, because they age up your pets, and also having tons of bees. So basically you'd want to age up all of your bees to really old, because the older they are, the less time it takes for them to pollinate a fruit, because every 20-ish minutes a regular bee will go and pollinate a fruit. So if you had it really old till every minute, then I would unequip the owls and then equip all of my old bees, and that would just really pollinate your garden, especially if you had 8 pet equipped slots. That would be really awesome. You just get tons of pollinated fruits, really. Also having wasps, because they pollinate the fruits. The blue wasp or the other wasp, really, it doesn't really matter. They sting other pets to keep the refresh the cooldown. So basically if you had some bees and some of the wasps, it would refresh the cooldown by some seconds. It's kind of like a mini queen bee, but much of a downgrade. So they would basically refresh the ability of another pet by stinging them by a few seconds, like 87 seconds or something like that. So if you had a bee that would go there every minute, 87 seconds, that would refresh the thing just totally constantly. And if you aged up those wasps, you would have fruits getting pollinated all the time, and that would be just amazing, really. So also another tip for getting infinite honey is really having a raccoon army, because you don't really need this, but it would be good. And you could just AFK steal from people that have a lot of pollinated fruits, and the raccoons would just duplicate it and it would give you the fruits. In return for them, maybe you could give them some of the pollinated fruits, so you're both kind of winning, but so you also get 100% pollinated fruits, because I know some people that actually have the entire garden, it's all pollinated and it's all coconuts, which is 10 kg each. So if you want, you could just use the raccoon method on that there. So when I get some raccoons, because I currently have none, when I get some though, by trading in here, normally by gifting stuff, so when I get some, I will do a video about raccoon raiding and all that. So another tip to do actually is to get rid of any of your garbage plants, any of them, like strawberries, tomatoes, anything like that, and just keep your good plants, because those good plants will give you lots of pollinated stuff. That's the end really. Thanks for watching and subscribe.